right, let's get our laughs out of the way. Like, let's get them. Good. All right, everybody, we're ready? Okay.
This semester I did Carolina Away, which means I've been home since March.
So I did Carolina Away, which was full online learning, and it was not easy.
I actually started off the fall semester living in the dorms on campus. However, unfortunately, we were sent home about 2 weeks into the semester, which was definitely less than ideal.
So originally my plans for the fall semester were to move to campus, and by the end of the summer it was becoming pretty clear that that wasn't the safest option that I was comfortable with and that my family was comfortable with, so I decided to stay home.
I had to take basically my whole first year here at home on this very desk, at this very setting. I think the biggest challenge with that was, sitting in such a mundane place and having the same routine repeat over and over, and not being able to see or socialize much.
The way the CSS program works is that you're supposed to live together during summer accelerator, and you're also supposed to live together during your first year. And so when all of that fell apart in my head, I had zero expectations of getting close to these people. I was like, what am I gonna do? Make some really good friends through a screen? Like, I just had no idea how it was gonna work. I had no faith that it was gonna work. I did not expect it at all. But I was proven wrong. I was really proven wrong.
Summer Accelerator was definitely an experience. Obviously, it was virtual instead of being in person at the old East dorms. But it was something that I appreciated a lot, just because it really prepared us for how the college lifestyle was going to be going into the semester, because we were already used to that online platform. We didn't have like a period of struggle where we had to get used to it.
Being part of CSS was definitely very helpful, especially coming into the summer and going through the summer accelerator, which at the time was tough, but looking back was definitely necessary. Being able to meet 24 other kids, and a lot of which were going through the same exact situation as I would say was definitely the biggest advantage for me.
And also, we were able to meet just an incredible group of people. Like, we host events after classes, and it was just a great time where we got to meet a ton of our peers.
Exactly. Just to piggyback off that, like, exactly. For instance, you was planning movie nights, and you were coordinating things and playing games, and it's like we had group chats, and it's just like little things like that helped us build connections to where when we transitioned, like, just into actual college, we had classes with our peers, and we were able to just have each other help us out a lot of times. A lot of times we got a lot of help, so that was a big thing.
Over the summer, CSS gave us tours of all the different labs on campus. They introduced us to the writing center that could help you write your essays, cover letters, applications. They introduced us to all the counseling services on campus, all of the different tutoring that they have to offer. They also introduced us to academic advising, and we managed to make some pretty personal connections right then and there. And let me tell you, having someone who can help you with your schedule and tell you what classes you need to take for your major when you don't know anything is so amazing.
I also use the learning center a lot because my learning style had to change. I had to adapt to the US one, which was not easy. Which was not easy for me. So going to the learning center, which I learned about during the summer accelerator, really helped me a lot because the staff there really helped me.
So despite the virtual classes, a big part of why I felt connected to UNC was because of CSS. Over the CSS Summer Accelerator, while it was online and it was different than if it were on campus, I still felt like we really made it work. I really got to meet my fellow cohort members, and I got to know the CSS staff a lot better. We would FaceTime between classes, we'd have movie nights and game nights, and it was just a lot of fun.
Like, for those of us who did choose to go to campus, like, Summer Accelerator really made us like bond even closer, because when we did our like walks to Franklin, and when we did like the things like that, like, it was all due to us knowing each other from Summer Accelerator.
Yeah, and it was great just because, especially being on campus with COVID, there wasn't a lot of leeway in terms of meeting new people. So we couldn't go out to, the quad or the pit and just go and meet new people and like say, hey, we just kind of had to stick with what we had. And we were very lucky that we already had CSS as a group of people that we knew. And so that just, like Jarvis said, we'd go out together as a group, and it just became a strong bond that we all shared being together on campus.
Exactly. And at the dining halls, you would like see some people alone, and I'd be like, dang, I understand it. Cause like, if I didn't have CSS, I would definitely just sitting alone in the dining hall. Because it was just like, it was not, like you said, not a lot of leeway to meet new people due to the like circumstances.
Starting college in a pandemic, one of the hardest parts about it is the quarantine, the physical isolation from everybody. You know what I mean? Aside from your family. But it was hard, you know what I mean? Just being at home, logging into Zoom every day gets super repetitive, super boring very quickly, as many of you can imagine. So, it was just hard staying motivated, to be honest. But, that's when my friends came in. They were always there for me. It was great. I managed to push through and have a successful first semester, and I think it was really because of them. My friend group in CSS has really supported me when it comes to my mental health, my academics. They've been great. I try to be there for them as well whenever they need me.
So our plans for the fall semester were to live on campus, and we were roommates together, but then when we had to move off campus, we knew we still wanted to live together, so we moved to an apartment in Charlotte for the rest of the semester.
And in Charlotte, we've still been able to have that college experience of cooking meals together and doing laundry. And one of the fun things we've been doing is trying out a new restaurant each weekend.
And another part of feeling connected over the semester was having weekly CSS classes where there was a Zoom full of people that I knew and staff that I could ask any questions to, and that I knew could support me, and friends that I knew that I met and that I knew were great people.
I felt for most students, because I know that it was hard to meet new people, so they kind of just had to worry about this on their own. But as we got kicked out, we were able to like talk with each other and plan things out, get help moving out, because obviously we brought a lot of stuff in, and just having to move out so quickly, like within a couple of days, we had to rely on our peers a lot to help us get through that challenge. And luckily with CSS, we were able to do it.
I definitely was so nervous about going home, because I was just like, wow, it'll feel like I'm in high school over again almost. And I did not want to feel like that. So
I found a place of like 2 minutes away from campus, and I asked Jarvis, I was like, hey, he's from Georgia. And so I was like, you still want that away from home experience? You want to come up to Chapel Hill again? And it was an immediate just, I
jumped on it. I was on the car ride home, and I think on the car ride home, you started texting me about it, and I was like, oh, yep.
The most challenging part of starting college in a pandemic was feeling like a college student, but also navigating courses alone. What helped me most during these two challenges are my older CSS mentors. They did a really good job in making me feel comfortable during my transition from high school to college and figuring things out, like joining clubs and getting into research and just feeling like you're a part of UNC's campus. But they also helped me get in contact with a lot of the other CSS students that have taken the same courses with the same professors that I've taken, so that I can ask really specific questions about the professor's style and the best way to navigate the coursework in that course.
I had to learn new ways of doing everything. My sleeping time changed, the time I ate changed, and my social life was affected, because Ghana and the US has a 5-hour time difference, which really didn't help the situation. My fall semester would not have been successful if not for the help I received from my cohort members and the CSS staff.
During the semester, my cohort has provided me with friends, study groups, workout partners, everything in between. Even being isolated from college and my friends, I never felt truly alone, because there's always a member of my cohort that I could easily reach out to.
If I ever felt unmotivated, if I was like, oh, let me sleep in today, because it was very easy to do that because my bed's literally right here. I would just talk to another friend and see that they're studying and be like, oh, well, I probably shouldn't be in bed right now. I should probably get up and actually study.
I see Jarvis is, I see him slacking a little bit. I get on him. I'm like, hey, you do this. It's not like you didn't want that. You don't want that babying from like your parents, but it's kind of different from a peer almost, because it's like, you kind of just start to understand like, hey, we're both in this situation. We're both trying to help each other out. He sees me slacking, he's going to get on me immediately and be like, hey, make sure you get this done. Make sure you get this done, because we want to make sure that we're in the best positions possible at Chapel Hill.
For me, 80% of or 90% of doing good in school is just doing my work. And so having someone to constantly remind me that I should be doing my work instead of sleeping went a long way. And I think I can credit that to my success during my first semester.
I'm looking forward to the small things in life. All of us, we kind of talk, we FaceTime, we might play games together. But I'm looking forward to kind of walking to classes together and those conversations.
So I'm most looking forward to the little things that we didn't get to experience when we get back to campus. For example, like I'm excited to walk to classes and have lunch with friends and talking in the lounge and studying with friends. I'm really excited to just be able to do those little things because I've been stuck at home the entire semester, so anything seems super exciting to me right now.
What I'm looking forward to the most is meeting my friends from my cohort. I've met some of them, maybe 2 or 3 from selection weekend last year, but for the most part, I haven't met a lot of them, right? So I'm really looking forward to doing that. Walking on Franklin Street, trying out some of the restaurants there, just exploring campus. That's really what I look forward to.
Yeah, I'm just excited to meet everyone in person and get this college thing going for real.
I guess for you for the future cohort 9s, we're very excited to meet you all, and of course just accept you into the CSS family, because this is our first year doing this, but next year it's going to be yours, and we're going to be able to help support you and help you transition into this lifestyle, because we're the ones who experienced it first. And so it's our duty to, like I said, we all want to push each other to be some of the best students there are. And that doesn't just range in our cohort, that ranges in the cohorts above us and the cohorts below us. So just know, if you want to be a part of this CSS 9 and the Chancellor Science Scholars, not only do you have the support of the amazing mentors like Dr. Romero, Dr. Freeman, Dr. Watkins. Not only do you have their support, but you also have ours and the cohorts above you who also want to help you succeed.
Exactly. And adding on to that, like for CSS 9, something that we would more likely have in common with CSS is just like we've been going to school during the pandemic, and we first started in the pandemic. So you guys' first term may not be exactly as, I guess, confined and as disrupted as ours was, but we definitely can understand and help you walk through some of the challenges of the after effects of just going to school in the pandemic in general. And like Dan said, our duty is here to help you guys and just make sure that you have a good transition. And I just remember being at selection weekend and watching the panel and asking the people questions who are all in different grades above me, and that just truly helped me and reassured me in what I wanted to do. And I just can't wait to do that to the next school.
Good luck, you guys.
Good luck, guys.
You started laughing. That wasn't me.
Dude, I can't start with you just looking at me like this. Okay.
Wait.
Let's get serious, Dan. Come on. We got this.
Come on, it's go time.
Hey. Dang, stop. This is recording to the cloud. We have to do.
Bro, just restart it.
Oh. All right. I think that's good, bro.